Hi everybody, this is cryptorich working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. I have with me Ryan. He is one of the team from Piratechain. We're going to have an update conversation with Piratechain. I'll introduce him in a moment. Now before I do, I want to let you know that this is not investment advice. Do your own due diligence. Don't go and buy Piratechain because I have or because just after you've watched this video. Do check it out for yourself. All investments are risky. Do your own due diligence and don't invest any more than you can afford to lose. And all I'm doing in this video and all my other videos is sharing with you what I'm discovering as I travel along on the blockchain, right? I should actually say on the high seas. On the high seas of privacy. I'm sorry. Enough, Ryan. Hey, Ryan, listen, thank you so much for making yourself available.
Thank you for having me on, Rich.
Hey, not at all. You're always welcome. And I know it's taken a while because you've been so busy. Do you want to say a little bit about what you do with Piratechain and your involvement with Piratechain, and then we'll go into what Piratechain is?
Sure. Well, being busy is no excuse. We're all busy, right, Rich? Yeah. So on that note, it has been a few crazy months. So the last time we talked, I believe we were pre-sapling upgrade.
Yeah. Before you do that, say a little bit about yourself and your role.
Oh, sorry, my fault.
Yeah.
Yes, my name is Ryan. They also know me as FIshyguts on the Discord and Twitter and any other place you might see me in public. I am the community development lead manager. I don't know. The business development manager lead, which is also another weird word for a decentralized project, but at the end of the day, we do need business development and integration with projects and people and so forth and so on. So I handle all that stuff. And then also, taking care of the goals and the timelines on the project, project management, oversight, making sure that the right people are working on the right jobs, making sure they're finding the right developers for the right tasks, making sure those tasks have updates coming down the pipeline for people who want to release news on it or use those items. So really just an overall sort of management or director, I guess you could say, of Piratechain.
Right. Okay. And then I think it's important to point out it's not an organization. It's a community coin. So the code was released. People started mining it. It's a proof of work coin, Komodo asset chain, and there's no. It like I said, a community coin. There's no organization behind it or anything like that, right? So and people just participate however they want to participate, and they get involved at whatever level they want to get involved. Okay,
Correct.
and anybody can get involved, and I'll have all the links in the description below. So comments, questions, all of that stuff, please put them in the description below, and subscribe, notification bell. I've done quite a few videos on Pirate. Now this is my understanding on Piratechain, and the symbol is ARRR. Which I think is very, very apt. Oh, is that a real pirate coin? Oh my god, I want one of those. I want a real one. Oh my god, I want many of those. To preserve one's financial privacy, to preserve one's financial freedom. That's right, it is. So there are other privacy coins like Monero, like Zcash, like Komodo, like Horizon, like TokenPay, Hash, many others. And what distinguishes Piratechain from all the others, apart from two, which I'll mention in a moment, is you can't see anything on the blockchain. There's no data to be analyzed. From when it goes from the rig to the first wallet, you can see that transaction, but from the first wallet to wherever it goes, nothing. You cannot see anything, which is distinct from Monero and all the other coins. Where it's not distinct is from the Mimble Wimble coins, Grin and Beam. They have no data on their proof of work coins. They have no data on the blockchain either. However, the transaction process requires you run the risk of revealing your IP address, so it doesn't have the same privacy as Piratechain does in that regard. And Piratechain is 51% hash resistant because it through Komodo's delayed proof of work, and Grin and Beam aren't. Yes, fair.
Obviously, I know they obviously both have fantastic ideas. They've been put together with the core community for a long time. They've got a lot of VC backing, which is always interesting because what is venture capital backing a decentralized project for, But
yes.
Anyways, that's a whole different conversation. I think that there's a lot of great developers and ideas there. but they have a long way to go. They, as you said, have issues currently with leaking information and IP addresses. They also have communication facilitation issues. I guess it's not so easy to make transactions with Grin, right? Beam solved it a little bit, but again, with Beam, you're still talking about a centralized authority. They have a centralized decision-making consensus. They don't have a decentralized consensus. So there's people in charge of the money and people in charge of the project that can basically, essentially make decisions on their own will. That doesn't mean they don't have the best policies and procedures in mind for the public and for their users. It just definitely is not the fully decentralized way that we're trying to go, right? Sure,
because then you have the privacy being lorded over by a centralized organization that can change its rules. The leadership of the organization could change.
So what happens when it does go to a decentralized governance like they're talking about? And then people can decide what to do with the project and the protocol and the things that happen. I'm just using an extreme example, but for example, there's a really great project I like called VEO, which has it's an Oracle system, and consensus is managed through the oracles, and users get to decide on future chain parameters. So ever since I started on that project, I think the first block rewards were 10 VEO per block. A few months later, they reduced it to 1 VEO per block. Now it's at 3/4 of a VEO. I don't know. I think that projects that have an overt amount of decentralized control also have their own community issues, I guess, right? Like look at the infighting with Bitcoin, where you have so many different schools of thought for big block size, small block size, lightning network, no lightning network, and we've just tried to create a simple to understand protocol that's very straightforward. There's not a lot of wiggle room, and it works one way, and it works really well that way.
Yes. Yes. So now Piratechain uses ZK Snarks, which is zero knowledge, and I always forget the S one, synchronous?
Succinct?
I've covered it so many times, I always get that. I know the other one. Oh no, I don't know the other one anyway. There you go. Succinct. Arguments. Okay, you tell us the rest. Zero knowledge, succinct. What's the rest, Ryan?
So the ZK Snarks, it's a non-interactive zero knowledge proof, and the term ZK Snarks stands for succinct non-interactive argument of knowledge.
Okay, very good. Just what I said. And it's the same technology that Komodo uses, that Zcash uses, a lot of privacy coins uses, but the difference with Piratechain is that every single transaction, once it's left the mining rig, once it's out of its first wallet, is forced to use that technology. So every single transaction is private. There's no option to be public, and the idea is that the option of public allows for certain data to be analyzed. And okay, do you want to say something about the ethos behind Piratechain? Because as you know, your T-shirt is legalized freedom, and you and I have talked offline about the importance of privacy.
This T-shirt actually came from a shop owner who helped us integrate a script for Shopify.
Yeah.
It's not something we expected, and then all of a sudden last week, he and I spoke, or she, I'm not sure, because she's private, and they sent me a copy of their Shopify script where people can accept Pirate as a payment option in their store. So I figured I'd give them a little shout out. The store is humanaction.io.
Yep.
And they're a very decentralized, libertarian, freedom-based type shop. They've got all kinds of items, from hats to pins. They support people like Naomi Brockwell and such. So if you hop onto their site, you can see what they've got going on. We really appreciate their help with that Shopify script. I'm going to release in the next couple of days a guide, a how-to guide, and a setup platform for people to start accepting or on Shopify shops.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
so
really amazing.
Action if you're listening.
Yes. So what we're actually creating is like the equivalent of electronic cash, but with its same privacy.
Right. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We recently have worked with the VERUS team. They they finished up their WordPress plugin. So they have a WordPress plugin that allows for Z transactions also. So if you include the Shopify plus WordPress, which they're going to integrate into in the next few days, that's a chance for, I think it's 70% of online stores to be able to accept Pirate. So the next push over the next couple of days is going to be getting stores to adopt that and use that, right? So,
right, okay, but why would a store want to use Pirate, a complete privacy coin?
How many reasons do we need? 5 reasons. We'll start with 5, and then we can elaborate on that. So the first reason is no middleman. You don't have Visa or pay, to decide if you're allowed to accept payments or where you're allowed to take your payments to or so forth. You have no middleman fees, so you don't have a Visa 3 to 5% fee. These plugins are sovereign; they're straight from user to user. So when one user makes a payment, it goes directly from their wallet to the shopkeeper's wallet.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes out the middleman completely and the middleman fees. No chance for chargebacks when you don't have a middleman who gets to decide if your transactions were legitimate or not, and they have no wherewithal or standing in your business, but they get to somehow decide from some call center in Indiana that your transaction is not valid,
mm-hmm.
right? No chargebacks, right? I think that people being able to control their own funds is a big bonus.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, like I said, there's no one who's going to come in and tell you can't do X, Y, or Z. Right?
Okay, but Ryan, that all of that applies for Bitcoin or Ripple or Dash,
okay.
Right?
But we're getting to the next part, so I got 2 more reasons, right?
Okay.
So the next step is data. So data compliance. The Zcash protocol, Zero Knowledge Snarks, is a compliant GDPR payment option. So for people in Europe who need to comply with GDPR and the information protection rights of their users, Zcash, Zero Knowledge Snarks payments are inherently compliant. So right there, stores can remain within compliance without having to use a middleman or a processing center or something like that. And most importantly, for both the shopkeeper and the user, is the protection of the data of the items you're buying. We have large data companies very interested in knowing everything you buy, from a tiny little marker pen to a tank of gas to a house. And all this stuff is up to you to decide who gets to share, not Visa, not MasterCard, not Google. And just being able to protect your purchase transaction histories is starting to become a lot more important for people. So that's just another thing that we can provide with these plugins.
Okay. And I got another one which could really work in repressive regimes where certain types of, I don't know, commerce.
You control your own financial sovereignty. You control your own financial future.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, look, do you want to give us an update on what's been accomplished with Pirate? Because I think the last time we spoke was a few months before the sapling upgrade. And what the sapling upgrade allows is for privacy coins on a mobile phone network. Because ZK Snarks uses a lot of memory, but sapling upgrade means that it doesn't use up anywhere near that sort of memory, so that you can actually have mobile wallets available with ZK Snark coins.
Yeah, so it's not exactly an upgrade for mobile wallets. What it has done is reduce the processing times for the transactions.
Right.
The RAM and memory needed to complete and convert the zero knowledge protection has gone down from 30 to 60 seconds to 2 to 4 seconds. And the processing power required has been reduced by over 90%. Very smart cryptographers at Zcash have been able to accomplish this. Very proud of them. Great work. They make a lot of money every month with their dev fee. I'm glad they're able to get something like this done, right? So, definitely a good item for anyone on a Zcash fork who wants to take advantage of this functionality. We really like the fact that there is also in the plans more upgrade for more visibility, where you're able to share things like view keys, right? And public view keys, where you can share transaction histories with those that you want, such as you can with Monero right now, right? Where they've got a view key that you can send to someone to prove that a transaction was made, or you can send an account audit key type thing that allows, say, your tax guy to go through your records if that's what you want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
The sapling upgrade included options like that. Zcash is still finalizing the integration, but we're really looking forward to that stuff. It enables exchanges and integration protocols more versatility with the Z calls. So when they're trying to communicate with the Z wallets, they've got more RPC or calls that they can make to add more functionality. The sapling upgrade was a long time coming. I'm sure that you've heard about the Zcash vulnerability that was discovered.
Yeah, not in detail. It was a few weeks ago. Long story
short, someone was able to, if they had known about this, create infinite Z transactions in the Z protocol, and there's no way to audit those, right? So the way the funds go now is they're generated in a public address. The Coinbase is now auditable and sent to a Z address, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you knew how to exploit this, you were able to create coins in a Z address alone, and it wouldn't have to go through the T address to be publicly auditable, and then you can send them back and theoretically send them back and use them as your own funds, right? So what we didn't know at the time that KMD was Komodo was doing the upgrade for, enforcing the upgrade on all their chains was really the security upgrade, right? So pretty much James alone had worked with Zcash back in, it seems like October maybe, mm-hmm. and worked to correct the issue, fix it. They worked really hard with VERUS. Mike Tatangi didn't even know about the exploit. He was just implementing sapling out of desire, right? Mm-hmm. Not need. So Komodo worked with VERUS. They got the upgrade done. They pushed it out. And 2 months later, we come to find out it was probably because of the vulnerability, and they didn't want any future risks with the vulnerability. So along that lines, Komodo has actually removed Z transactions from their chain. They don't have private transactions on Komodo anymore. They're working on a crypto condition to help provide anonymity mm-hmm. for that. But right now, Pirate is the Z address private transaction coin in the Komodo ecosystem.
Pirate and VERUS coin as well?
VERUS coin is actually their own chain. So Pirate is a asset chain of Komodo, and VERUS is actually their own chain.
Right.
But they were spawned out of Komodo, so I guess technically or theoretically, right? But actually, technically, VERUS was first. They did it on their own accord, and then they worked with Komodo to integrate into Komodo.
Okay, very good, very good. All right. So we've had the sapling upgrade. We've had the vulnerability is being corrected.
Was fixed.
It's fixed.
That was part of the Pirate issue where we had everyone move funds from migration. Mm-hmm. Do you remember going through that?
Yes.
So the idea being, if there was an exploit that had occurred,
yeah.
Now we're going to force people to go back through that turnstile into the T address to count everyone's funds to make sure there was no exploit, and then they can return them back through the turnstile back into the Z address.
Right.
So the T address transfer, I haven't been verified, but to me it really seems like what was done in order to ensure that there was no fraud committed, right? There was no fake coins generated. At the time, Pirate was such a small chain, it would be really unlikely that anyone even cared to try, right? So we got a lot going for us there. But ultimately, at the end of the day, that was the reason for the turnstile and the sapling changeover. So we got almost 98% of the people's funds moved over, and
very good. Yeah. Very good. Okay, so we've got the sapling upgrade, the vulnerability being fixed. We got humanaction.io accepting R for their goods, and you're looking to have other organizations accept R as a payment. Now, what's the deal with the mobile wallet?
The biggest challenge is there's twofold.
Mm-hmm.
Creating the zero knowledge proof in a protected manner on a Electrum server is kind of what's the word? It's kind of conflicting, because an Electrum server is controlled by someone. Right? Even if it's someone you know and trust, it's still a server controlled by someone. It's still a point of failure or risk or weak spot. So down the road, what we really want to try and have in place before we release this type of situation is to have a setup for a decentralized or distributed system of nodes that has no control, that can constantly flow and shift and change. I hate to use the word blockchain, right? Because we don't want to have a blockchain just for a wallet server. But ultimately, it could come down to something like that, and that's a big concern for myself and others, where we don't want to have a Z Electrum server controlled by someone. And then secondary to that, there is still the packaging of the RPC calls to fit the mobile interface. I'm not a developer myself, but I know that there are the platforms aren't compatible, right? You can't just take something from Windows or a Mac and just throw it straight on a phone. There's different libraries you've got to use. There's different processors that are involved. There's different needs that have to be done. So in order to package the zero-knowledge proofs on a mobile phone, that work is still being done. Recently, Zcash released some new libraries and some new calls that look promising for that front. So it's really a twofold. We gotta finish off these wallet calls, and then we also have to. We don't have to figure out the server thing, right? We can run it on an Electrum server, and cryptorich can run one, and I can run one, and CA333 can run one. But again, it's a point of weakness, possibly, right? It's a possible point of contention. It's a possible, point where people's data could be compromised. So we don't even want to have that as a question, rather than take care of it up front. And if we need to, we might release something temporary. But at the end of the day, we do want to have it completely trustless and decentralized.
Very good, very good. Okay, all right. And what else has happened, and what's coming up in the pipeline?
Yeah. So on that, we got the wallets kind of being ironed out. I don't want to say we're shifting away from Agama, but Agama is moving towards a very completely mobile interface right now. They're working on this mobile DEX. They're working on mobile exchanges. You should be able to exchange coins in your Agama wallets with your coins, like basically atomic swap on your phone right there, which is pretty cool, I think. But at the end of the day, for Pirate, you still have to run a full node, a full blockchain, and you're not going to do that on a mobile phone. And it's just not going to happen, period. So we have moved away from Agama a little bit. People can still use it. However, we had a developer fork the Ocean QT wallet for Bitcoin to the Pirate Ocean QT, and it's basically a standard QT wallet like you probably are familiar with many Bitcoin-based coins. You got your transactions tab, your send tab, your receive tab. At the top, you can go to the debug window and export your private keys and that sort of thing. So we've got that Pirate QT wallet that was just finished last week or two for all platforms, Linux, Mac, and Windows. Going forward with that wallet, we do want to add a few things such as messaging. Right? Someone can send messages through the QT wallet. That would be fantastic. We'd love to add Tor connectivity with either through a set of exit nodes or a one button touch in the wallet that just says, hey, I only want to exit through Tor nodes. I don't want to exit through public nodes. On the what else? For the wallets, we got the messaging, we got the Tor connectivity, and there's one more thing. I remembered it, but I'm not going to talk about it yet because phone cards under our hat.
Right. Okay.
So
now, when is the mobile wallet out? When will that be out?
Our biggest bet right now, we are working with Mike Tatangi and the Zcash team. I've got Radix and Duke Lido, who both have extensive Zcash skills and wallet skills, to be working with Mike when he's available Lately, he's been very focused on PBOS, the public blockchain as a service.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't been bothering him. I mean, we can start the wallet tomorrow and get it done. Who knows how long? Maybe a month, let's just say. But I want him to get this PBOS done. It's very important to him. It's very important to their project. So I'm not even pushing on the mobile wallet right now, despite its extreme utility.
Sure, I got it. I got it right. And what anything else that's coming down the pipeline right now that you can tell us?
Yeah, so we just got listed on CryptoBridge. Did you notice? Did you see that?
Yes.
And then they started KYC. Did you see that?
I heard about that. That's right. But there is a workaround, right? I mean, I haven't used CryptoBridge, so I don't know
anything about this. CryptoBridge is a BitShares project, and it's a gateway for BitShares. But I don't know anything about a workaround.
Okay. Yes, all right.
We like them. We support them. I mean, look, it is what it is. They added Tether, and the government's like, guess what? You get to take everyone's information now. So I guess you make a deal with the devil, and you have to play fair with them, right?
Yep.
So honestly, that's probably the issue, is the Tether integration, and that's probably the need for their
Sure.
KYC. We are looking at other DEX bridges. Not a big deal, like I said. There are workarounds, but we still suggest people work with CryptoBridge.
Okay.
We're also still on digital price, killing it. We had like a 20 Bitcoin volume day on Saturday this week. We had
That's amazing.
60% pump at one point. I don't even know where that came from. That was crazy. That was nice.
Let's have a look at digital price, because I've been buying a little bit every now and then. I don't know if you can see my screen right, but the price of it.
Right back there on Sunday, right there. Look at that. It was like a million R volume, or half a million on the Bitcoin market, and we had about 350,000 or 335,000 Komodo volume that day too. It was pretty intense.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And as in my opinion, not investment advice, Ryan, right? In my opinion, this is how do I say this? So Monero was I think a breakthrough for privacy when Monero came on, right? So it was a breakthrough. And unfortunately, I didn't know about Monero when it was pennies to the dollar. I didn't know about Monero when it only cost pennies, right? And this is the way I regard Piratechain, that it's a breakthrough in privacy, but also in security, because it's 51% resistant, and it's way more private than Monero, and people don't know about it. So every now and then I go and buy a little bit more. And one way to buy while we're at this is through digital price. There's also CryptoBridge, and the other is the Pirate onboarding through dexstat.info. Now I'll have an affiliate link for this, but you purchase it with Komodo, and you have to put the right amount of Komodo in to get the certain amount of Pirate. And I like that 777 Pirate, or you can buy 7.7 or 7.77, right? Now, if I remember correctly, there's an advantage if somebody uses the affiliate link.
So the Pirate onboarding was started a few months back, right at the beginning of the project. We wanted to give people a safe way to jump in without going through the over-the-counter process and without having to mine. So we had users wanting to get in and use Pirate and purchase it and work on it, and we weren't on an exchange at the time, and we only had mining or over-the-counter.
Mm-hmm.
There were people getting scammed. There were people who weren't comfortable with that. So one of our users set up this onboarding portal. Now, the onboarding portal is twofold for us. If you'll notice, the price of Pirate to KMD is a little bit higher than you would find on the exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
The reason for this is there's a couple of reasons. The first reason is we use excess funds to either replenish the Pirate in this fund, or we use the Komodo to help fund the Piratechain project.
Right.
The second reason for that is, for the onboarding, I don't want to call it like a multi-level marketing thing, but it's sort of like that, where you refer people under you, and then they refer people under you, and you get a piece of those referrals onboarding purchases. So up to a certain amount, you either get 5% of their Komodo or up to 10% of their Komodo. So let's say you bring in 10 people and they all buy, let's say $500 or 500 Komodo worth of pirate. You would get up to 10% of that Komodo back.
Right, and then
that Komodo would be used to buy R to replenish or to put towards the project.
Right, and then they would get their own referral code by using this, which then they can then pass on to their friends and family who are interested into crypto.
Right.
And then they would get a bonus, and then those people would then get a referral code. So one of the things that it encourages is the viral spread, it growing by word of mouth.
Uh-huh. And the first level that you referred to, I believe, also counts towards your referrals.
Right.
Right? So it's like the theory of rabbits having babies. Like if you have one couple of rabbits that have 4 babies, and then those 4 have 4 more, you go from 1 to 16 real quick, right? So that's the idea behind bringing the onboard.
Yeah, very good, very good. All right, thank you for that. I'll have a link in the description below. Anything else you want to let us know, Ryan?
Oh, you got time?
Yeah.
So we got the crypto bridge thing, we did token wallets, we talked sapling, we talked upgrades, community stuff, website's coming up pretty quick here. Do you have that on there? Did I send you that link, Rich?
Then yeah, I can share the screen. This is the new website. It's not yet public. You're still working on it. Although, having said it's not yet public, people are going to see it.
Looks great, doesn't it?
It does look great. It does look great. A true privacy coin that takes your financial privacy very seriously. And notice not one of my pirate videos on here. I do notice that, but I won't hold it against you.
We will have a media page with all of your stuff on there. Those are like explainer videos, right?
Right.
Like what is pirate? Why do you need pirate? Those are things that community members made. Short little clips about it. But we'll definitely have your videos in a blog repository.
Very good, very good. And just to say on that, I'm going to have a link at the end to my Piratechain playlist, and it includes a series of videos that I did where with Polycryptoblog, where we compared Piratechain privacy against all the other protocols. Zero coin protocol, or the stealth addresses, or ring signatures. Everything is compared, so you can see for yourself, including Mimble Wimble. Okay, very good. And now the roadmap, is that going to be on here as well?
We have it in the white paper.
Yeah.
So if you white paper there, I think it's on page 10, perhaps.
Is this a new white paper?
This is the one we released in January, I believe.
Okay, I'll have covered this. Yes, I did do a video on this.
We can touch on the roadmap, though. You can hold me to it here. Let's see.
What page is that on?
It's mostly near the end. You can jam way down to the bottom.
Okay. Let's do this Command F road map. Here we go, roadmap. Tor browser support is complete. Z-address payout mining pools. First Z-address tip bot. You have to show me how that works. Apparently I've been tipped stuff and I have no idea how to collect it. Facilitate Z-addresses on a SEX. Centralized exchange. Paper wallet. Q4 2018.
So we were working on it. We had some issues with the calls to the Zcash parameters, but we have.
Oh my god.
Our little treasure map wallet here, public key.
Yep.
Private key.
Oh my god, somebody's going to steal all that.
It's all just fake.
Okay.
It's all just test stuff. We haven't finished it yet, so I wish they would. Hey, go ahead.
There's no treasure chest of Piratechain in there.
Right. But so yeah, we got a little paper wallet that we're working on. We have the art done. We want to get that done in the next few weeks, but I put Radix on hold for it because I have a more curious, important, desired project that she's working on.
Okay.
For the photo ecosystem. So the paper wallets could be done in a week or two. Not a big need for it. Put it on hold intentionally. So.
Okay.
Off that website rebrand, we almost killed our developer over this. He actually went to the hospital with a heart attack. We were pressuring him with Pirate, and then James was pressuring him with Komodo and the upgrade and pool software, and he literally went to the hospital over it. So I feel really bad. I've taken a lot of pressure off him, and if you go to the regular website right now, it just says at the top under construction, and then it's our old website.
Okay. Very good. Very good. All right. So let's have a look. Let's go on. Let's go on.
Give us a couple weeks, so we should be done with the website in next few weeks. So.
Yeah. Onboarding referrals, that's been done. The Pirate Lottery bot.
Done. Works. It was done in Q4, but we had some legal concerns we had with it, in terms of gaming and gambling and that sort of thing. So we really just stripped everything out of it. It's a 100% back to the community, decentralized style game system. There's nothing that goes to the dev fund or the pirate fund or anything like that. It all either goes right back to the winners or the next lottery cycle.
Right.
So,
okay.
Plus the funds in Discord. I have the guy on hold because we're working on some other stuff, so we haven't started a new lottery cycle yet. But probably by the time this video drops, we'll have a new lottery cycle going, and people can jump into the lottery bot channel in our Discord and play some lottery.
Okay. And you put in some R with the chance that you'll win the pot.
Right. So however much you put in, whatever percentage of the pot that you put in is the percentage of the chance you're going to win.
Right. Okay. Okay. And how large is the pot?
Last time I think it was about 7,000 R. So that today would be like $250.
Okay. Okay. So I could put in 7,000 R. Assuming that the lottery size is the same, and then I'd win the lot.
You have a 50% chance to win, right?
Oh yeah, because other people are going to put in some more. Oh, it's expensive. It's an expensive bet.
Gambling, man.
Okay.
Pirates love to take risks, right? So.
Okay. Sapling upgrade has been done. Pirate Foundation?
On something like that, I spoke to a few different attorneys on this. It's a touchy ground, because you go from being decentralized to having a central contact point, an authority point, a decision-making group, if you will, right? So at the behest of attorneys, we've really left that one alone. That would be up to someone else.
Right.
Like Roger Ver, who wanted to come in and start, the Pirate Foundation.
Piratechain Cash.
Right, totally. And show the project and talk about what they're doing and do, interviews and do conferences and go on cruises and all that and fight with Jimmy Song and whatever. Like, somebody could do that. Pirate itself can't, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Tortuga is going on another exchange.
Tortuga is done. It is nearing release. It has legal challenges, issues with AML, KYC, money transferring laws, stuff like that, where you're facilitating the transfer of money, and how are you verifying that these aren't illegal activities and that sort of thing. It's an interesting beast, as we just spoke about with CryptoBridge, right?
Sure.
So what we have is a fully trusted, it's a trusted escrow service, basically. So we haven't got it on a trustless decentralized server, but it's a trusted escrow service. And I'm trying to pull up some information here for you.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. It's a trusted escrow service. Basically what it is, you control your wallet and your other user controls their wallet. And you can make public or private offers for trades. These are just trades based on desire. So I can say, I want to trade 1 Bitcoin for 1 Ethereum. And someone can take that trade if they want, right? It's not a order book based trade system. Mm-hmm. So it's all over the counter. It's all pre-communicated. Let me see here. I can let me see if I can pull up a screen share and show you this.
I have to stop sharing at my end. I've stopped sharing.
Right, can you guys see this here?
Let's have a look. Yeah. Bartley pitch deck.
So it's an easy, secure, automated, over-the-counter trading platform in a nutshell.
And is that live now?
It is in testing in a few weeks. We're waiting to finish up legal issues with attorneys.
Okay.
Or the developer is.
Okay, very good. All right.
So, this is it. You log in, username, password, sign in. You're going to get an email for email reference for future recovery of your password if needed. But that's all the identifying information they need. You're going to go in to issue a swap offer. So you've got add a new swap, swaps available, your order book, settings. Let's say I want to trade a Komodo for a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I can trade one Komodo, I can trade 1,000, I can set in my own number here, and I can set in my own request. Right here, you're going to enter your Komodo address to return the funds to if the exchange doesn't occur. So you have a 36-hour or 24-hour window, and if you send the funds and nothing happens, after that window passes, the funds will be returned right to this address here that you enter.
Right.
Then same thing here for your Bitcoin address, the address you want your trade to go to, you're going to enter your receiving address. You can do this anonymously, so you don't have to show your username, or you can if someone's trying to find you. The public and private offers is where you have the ability to just trade with someone specifically, or you can throw it out in a public order book and someone can search through the public order book and say, oh, I like that offer, I'm going to take that offer. And then broadcast swap. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get an ID, you're going to be required to either send your part to us. This is just the offer, so this is like, he's trying to trade one Utrum for one dice, right? Or one Ethereum for one pirate. And it is Z compatible, by the way. So these are just his order offers. And if, let's say I want to make this trade, I'll come into the order book and I'll find this trade and I'll click there and send my pirate to the address and we'll make the trade happen. That's pretty much it. It's very straightforward.
Looks very, very simple. Very simple. And
it works from mobile and desktop.
Yeah. And that's going live when?
So it works now, and we hope to have it running in April.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Z Simple Payment Verification, ZSPV? That's
the server system we were talking about, trying to get a distributed network versus a controlled network of servers for the Z payment verification. Because how private is it if someone owns a server that all your payments go through, right?
Yes. Okay, and hardware wallet integrations. How are you going to get Pirate on a hardware wallet?
So that goes to the payment verification server. We need some way to be able to verify these ZK Snark proofs going across the blockchain from a hardware piece to a PC. So that's why it's listed after the ZSPV. I do have I've got the Cake wallet. Seems like a great guy or girl, I'm not sure. I've talked to them a few times. They're very interested in adding our project. I believe you yourself sent me a link to someone who's got a hardware wallet who's interested. And the Komodo team is very close ties with Ledger and Trezor, so we once have the functionality, we'll have no problem getting support to it on.
Very good. So that's what we've got to look forward to. Fabulous. Anything else, Ryan?
Yes. Two more things. All right. You wanted me to have material. I got
Yeah. No, I want to know what's going on.
So, first thing, I know it's going to sound weird, but it's just a quick one. This book.
Mastering Monero.
Good book.
Okay.
Great book. Much easier to read than Mastering Bitcoin. Much easier. I finished this in 2 days.
Okay.
I think I got through the first 2 chapters in Mastering Bitcoin in 2 days. Then again, I'm in a different place now. I'm a little more versed, but great book, awesome information. We're going to be passing this around the community. We're going to torch this. By torch, I don't mean burn.
Yeah.
We're going to be like the lightning. We're going to pass it around the community. So, still waiting for someone to send me an address. If you want it, Rich, you can send me your address, and I can send this out to you to read. We're going to have each user write a little quote about privacy or their experience in the book. And just because they're a different privacy protocol doesn't mean that we don't believe in them or trust in what they're doing or appreciate what they're doing. Monero is a strong protocol. They have strong developers who believe in decentralization and privacy to no end, and they're always fighting for that, and we think that's fantastic. So what I wrote in here in the book, I'll just read it to you real quick. I wrote, it's important for the ecosystem to have more than one quality privacy project. If we only have one and it becomes compromised, then we have none. You know? So I am encouraging people to read this. If you want it, send me your address after this. I'll mail it to you today. Pass it around the community. Like I said, it only took me 2 days to read. I know people can get through it real quick. We'd love for all of our pirate members to get through this book and just know what privacy is about, know how other protocols use it and approach it. It's fantastic.
Fabulous, fabulous. Okay.
Second thing, we're working on Z-commerce. Z-commerce. Z-address means what, Rich?
Z, private. ZK Snarks.
So we want to have private Z-address, ZK Snarks commerce going in the next month.
And
solid.
How are you going to do that?
By the end of April or end of May, we want to have 100 stores that accept Z-address payments, either through VERUS or Pirate. Coming this week, we have the VERUS plugin. The VERUS Pay plugin is already out. It already accepts Z-address payments. So that's pretty neat. Love it. They worked really hard on that. And really glad to support them. Mike Tatangi is going to add Pirate support here over the next few days, or one of his developers will. And once that occurs, we're going to be pushing the WordPress plugin, the Shopify plugin, and we're going to have a referral program, a referral bonus program. Basically, any user who refers a shop to our sign-up form, our Google form, and that shop installs and has a functional plugin, I myself will go in and test the plugin. I'll buy something from their shop, try it out, test it out, and anyone who's got that done will earn 1,000 R. It'll be 500 for the referrer, the shopper, and 500 for the shop owner, and 50 VERUS for the referrer, either 25 or 50 VERUS for the referrer, and 25 or 50 VERUS for the shop owner. So they'll both get a nice little bump. I mean, it's a $50 value essentially if they want to look at it as a cash value, right? And then secondarily, there's a double bonus if they show on social media, Reddit, Twitter, something else, they prove that they've either used the VERUS mobile payment app to interact with the VERUS Pay. So VERUS Pay can create an invoice, and VERUS Mobile is a one-click payment, pulls up your payment amount, who you're paying it to, and it's literally 3 clicks to make a payment with VERUS Mobile. So if you can prove you use that, or you can prove that you used a Z-address transaction payment, with the portion of your receipt or a screenshot or something, we will double that. So you'll get up to 2,000 R, 1,000 for the user, 1,000 for the shop, and 50 or 100 R for the user and 50 or 100 R for the shop. So the first 100 shops that onboard by May 31st will get that bump. We have the community set up to provide help, community support 24 hours a day in our Discord. We will have a page on pirate.black/merchants, and it will be just an integration portal. It will have how-to guides for the wallet. I mean, we're going to assume no one knows what they're doing when they start, okay? So we're going to have a how-to guide with the wallet to start. Then it's going to go into, are you using Shopify or WordPress? Here's your guide for that. Here's how to do it. If you have any further questions, how to make transactions, how to finish transactions, how to verify transactions. We want it to be completely, user-friendly and have a frequently asked questions section and a way for them to get help, because at the end of the day, Rich, these are people's livelihoods. Yeah. This isn't like a hobby for people when they run a shop online. Some people literally live off of this. Yeah. And we want them to know that that's how important it is to us. We want them to know that we have thousands of people who understand that and who are willing to support their cause to push the protocol, in a heartbeat. So we really want to create a personal system where shop owners, either people who are familiar with crypto or completely unfamiliar with crypto, are able to come in and get all the help they need, from setup to payment to converting to US dollars or rubles or whatever it is that their jurisdiction is to their local fiat. We want to help them get from start to finish. On that note, give it a week or two. We should have this referral program released. So
fabulous.
Shopify is done and ready, and just waiting for the VERUS team to finish up the WordPress section. So that I'm very excited about. We've been ready for this since day one, and yeah,
very good.
We are running for Komodo notary nodes. Are you familiar with this?
Sort of ish.
So the Komodo notary nodes are part of the ecosystem of securing the delayed proof of work.
Yeah, and there's elections every year.
Only half of them are re-elected. The other half are brought back in based on performance. So the top performing ones, the one who are the best computers, the one who are always working hardest, who are always updating immediately, you know, they get to keep the top 30 nodes or 50% or whatever. And then there's developer nodes. So there's 4 nodes that go to pay developers of Komodo, right? But the remaining 30 nodes are up for election this year. And essentially, your job as a Komodo notary node is to run a very high-powered server to participate in the delayed proof of work. All this is every 10 minutes, you are one of a 13 notary node consensus, which activates the hash to record the chains to DPAL.
Yeah.
Or chains to Bitcoin. So every 10 minutes, 13 of the 64 notary nodes randomly are chosen to participate in this consensus and provide the hash marks to give the delayed proof of work security. On that front, notary nodes they're compensated for their work with Komodo. On each month, they receive approximately 1,500 Komodo for the node, each node they run. And right now, as you can see, with a server that costs $300 to $500 a month, you're getting a lot of that eaten up with server costs, right? But you know, back when Komodo was $10 a coin, different story. So really, it's this interesting way that we see the Pirate project able to support Komodo, support the ecosystem, provide DPAL notary nodes, and to retain to achieve some sort of income growth, I guess, or income for the project. So each notary node, we will have 35% of the notary node income go towards the Pirate project every month. We're running for 2. So we will have up to 1,000 Komodo every month for the Pirate project. And then we have 20% earmarked for community, for VERUS, for KMD Labs, for community users who push the project. We're really not keeping much of this Komodo from the notary nodes for ourselves. We're really using it to grow the ecosystem and show what we're all about in terms of supporting Komodo, supporting Pirate, and supporting privacy transactions. So with that said, we have been releasing our statements here.
So people can vote for Pirate to become one of the nodes, right? One of the notary nodes.
And then if we win a node position, we'll get funding towards the Pirate project. And we have a lot of ways that we're looking to support the ecosystem and the project. So Pirate Notary Services.
Yeah.
There's FIshyguts right there on the right.
Yes, it's clearly you, with your blonde flowing locks and your goatee beard and your bushy eyebrows. I knew it was you.
We were working really hard on that OPSEC there. So, you know, no one knows me. But on the left, there's Mr. Lynch. He is a Microsoft security advisor by day, by trade. He is a Linux wizard. He knows everything he needs to know about computers to run this.
Well, let me just check something. You're saying, are you sure that's not JL777?
No, I have a JL777 somewhere here. Yeah, so the Pirate Notary Nodes are going to provide funding for the project.
Yep.
In addition, what we really like is the way that we're going to be able to give back to the community. So again, we're donating 5% of our funds to KMD Labs every month for testing, 5% of our funds to VERUS every month, 5% of our funds to the Z-Commerce website, which Mr. Lynch there on the left is going to be setting up.
Yeah.
So in the weeks as we start to onboard these stores, search database of our stores for any item. They can filter by any crypto that we accept, and they'll be provided with a list of stores that accept the crypto they want and has items that they're searching for. Really going to be kind of like a Amazon type setup, you know, or an eBay type setup for crypto-based stores. I'm really excited about that. Actually, that's like that has me jacked up, Rich. Let me tell you, like, to be able to, you can go, I want to pay in Bitcoin, or I want to pay in R, I want privacy payments, or I want Monero, and I want to buy, a fishing pole, or I want to buy, a set of pens, or I want to buy a hamster ball, and you will get, you click all these filters,
yes,
put in your search parameters, and bam, you get a list of sites that have all of these things that you need right away. So looking forward to releasing that soon to the public. Let's see here.
Okay, this is the Pirate Discord channel, and I'll have the links in the description below. So if people want to get involved, Pirate Discord is great. There's also the Telegram group, but given that it's a Komodo project, the Discord is more active and more useful. Having said that, I'm usually on the Telegram group rather than the Discord.
Let's see here. I know we have I'm just trying to pull up for you, because this is important to people who are concerned about the notary stuff and want to help vote in. So we have a list of goals here, ways that we're going to give back. Oh, you just saw that little Komodo physical coin we're working on, still in design.
Wow, made from a real Komodo.
It'll be like a zinc, just like the pirate one.
Yeah, which is made of real pirate. And the VERUS coin is made of the absolute truth, real truth.
Truth and privacy, and parts of the public.
Yes.
So this right here is our breakdown. 16% is going back.
Can you make that a little bit larger? Because
let's see here.
Control plus. Okay, that's better.
This here?
That's a bit better. Yep. Yep, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Every notary note every month gets 1,500 Komodo for rewards.
Yeah.
Labs is the one that helped us set up DPAL and solve the spam attack spend issue at the beginning of our chain creation. VERUS Foundation is helping us with privacy. They've helped provide us with Sapling, and the mobile plugin is the biggest thing they're going to help us with. Z-Commerce is that website I was just telling you about. We're going to be creating incentives for the shop owners. And Community KMD will be giving this back to the community members for voting for us. We'll be tracking those who vote for us and providing rewards with this, as well as big blocks. So, KMD has big blocks, interest blocks. You've heard of this, right? So interest blocks that are mined over 100 Komodo will also be split back up to the community for those who vote for us. On that note, we will have a way to track all that, obviously, and people to also verify all the blocks that they receive and make sure that we're standing up to it, living up to that promise.
Fabulous.
So really looking forward to that. The way you vote, real quick, by the way, you hold Komodo. So every Komodo you hold at the airdrop, you get one vote token. And then all those vote tokens can be distributed to the vote addresses for the people who are running the nodes. And there'll be more on that as that gets released. So notary node running maintenance costs, we've set aside a Komodo number, but it's a cash value. So any figure over what's needed will go right back to the Pirate Development Fund here. So Pirate Development Fund goes straight towards Pirate development, hardware integration, developer payments, mobile wallets, CSV, server costs, anything like that. And then this running costs here, he's got FIshyguts and Lynch, but he's the one working hard, Lynch's, so I'm pretty much going to let him take all that as we start. And reality is that's going to be pushed back into the private commerce, the Z-Commerce page, and a pre-announcement of something we're not done with yet, but still working on. Who knows if it's going to work or not, but Mr. Lynch is working very hard. Pirate Pay, Private Bay here, privatebay.io. So Pirate Pay wants to work as a service and an API to provide payments for websites and mobile wallets. People who aren't familiar with how to work these things up, he's going to set up a proxy service where people can go on, sign up with him as a provider, and he'll have like a 1% fee or something for this service, but he will enable your project if you don't have the ability to take pirate payments in multiple forms. So
wow,
pretty excited about that, yeah.
Okay.
It's like a Square for privacy payments, basically.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So
no, that's
really excited about that. This notary node stuff, very excited to see come through and happen in the next few weeks. You'll start to see lots of releases for us, lots of artwork, and just ways to get people excited about it. So Please look forward to that. We will definitely be hunting for your votes.
Yes. That sounds really, really great. And what I noticed is how much the project has developed since our first interview.
A bit, I think, too. Yeah, we've worked our butts off, man.
Yeah.
People like you holding us honest, though, so we have to, man. We can't.
No, it's really, really great. It's really great. I'm glad that I got in right at the beginning of this, and thank you to Ben O'Hanlon at Komodo who told me about this. And for those, is there any last thing you want to say before we finish up that we haven't covered?
Gosh, I mean, it's just, I've been having such a blast being brought into this ecosystem with James, and not just working on Pirate, but working with other projects and working with other developers. That's just been a blessing, man. You know, such an honor to meet people and work with people on a weekly basis, like Mike Tatongi, like Twilight Punkster, this game dev. You know, that is just, it's great. He's amazing. He's fun to work with. James, you know, is one of the smartest people I know, and just talking to him, it's eye-opening almost every time. Even if all he says is a one-sentence answer, you're like, oh. He's just got such a way with words. And the Komodo team, you know, just getting into them, and you know, it's very vast. But as soon as you find where you fit or what you're working with fits someone's needs, it's like they're all over you, you know. And you know, for example, Steve Lee and I haven't talked too much over the year that I've been helping out, but we started talking about this game stuff, and now he's like, oh, that's exactly what I need, and now he's ready to roll, right? So they've got a good idea of who needs to do what and when on top of their shoulders, and I'm very proud to be a part of the system. Moving forward, we want to do projects like Monero Proud and Decentralization Proud. We're looking on adding Covery is their IP protection that Monero uses for their system. They are open and welcome to other projects who want to use it, because just like Zero Knowledge Stars, the more people that use it, the stronger it becomes. Right? So yeah, more people on their Covery IP masking network. Really looking forward to add that in. Gosh, they've got there's all kinds of stuff coming up, man. I mean, we could just keep talking for an hour or more. So new exchanges we're working with.
Okay.
Yeah, the Z-commerce though is the biggest, most exciting thing. Followed up with the Notary node and the possible Z transactions on mobile in the future. So that's kind of really what we're fired up about lately.
Great. All right, Ryan, listen, thank you. Many times over. Thank you. Really appreciate you taking the time to explain all this and give us an update. And of course, at some point you will be back on the channel. I'm just letting you know, right? Otherwise you will be walking the plank. I'm going to write it in the crypto conditions, right? And for everybody who's watching, comments, questions in the description below. If you want to get involved, there's the Telegram group and the Discord group. Do your own research. You want to buy some Pirate, go to Digital Price or use my affiliate link for the onboarding program. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with our profits. Remember, legalize freedom. And this is cryptorich and Captain Ryan FIshyguts saying "Arr." You're not going to say "R"?
Arr, matey.